Well, the way I describe it is, on Spot Us, people get to decide where their money goes. There's transparency and control. And, the analogy I use is if you walked into a restaurant and the waiter told you what you were going to eat for dinner, you'd walk right out, right? That's a ridiculous idea. Who are you to tell me what I'm going to eat for dinner? I get a choice. And in journalism, that's typically what we've done, though, right? We've sort of said, here's the news. Here's what we decided you're going to want to know. And again, that's not because journalists or newspaper editors were mean and conniving. That's just simply the only way it could be done, right? There wasn't a means of communication to say, what's interesting to you right now. But we actually do have that ability. I think that there are lots of different ways to do it. In fact, I just saw there's a site called The Fast Times, and they're doing something similar to Spot Us, but you don't vote with money. You're just voting up or down, basically. And they're saying, here are 3 different investigations we want to do. Which one should we tackle? And they're going to let the community vote, and then they're going to go from there. Right? On Spot Us, the community votes, but they literally vote with their dollars, and that's what enables the reporting to happen. But the idea is very similar. With or without money, there is a means where the audience is saying, here's what we want. Here's what we want to know. Here's what we want you to pursue. I think that journalism needs to be listening more and responsive more to the audience.
And then my second question is, besides seeing your byline in print, why did you switch from philosophy to journalism?
Excellent question. As an undergrad, I was the editor of, I was a philosophy major, and me and some friends started the undergraduate philosophy journal at UC Berkeley. And it was completely student run, so we did the fundraising for it ourselves, we had to learn the layout, we learned InDesign ourselves, we got all the papers from the students, we edited it, we had to deal with the printers. It was a very learning experience. And at the end of it, I was really proud of having produced this sort of hardbound journal, but I was utterly sick of philosophy. I was ready to never see another philosophy paper for as long as I lived. So from there I went to a literary arts magazine on campus, which was like poems and short stories and photos, and it was very artsy. And again, I liked having produced it. Was more like a broadsheet newspaper size, but it was, again, artsy literature. And I liked having produced this, but I wasn't into the poetry and stuff like that. And so finally, I'm now in my last semester, senior year at UC Berkeley, and I wrote some stuff for the Daily Cow, the student newspaper, and I realized that was what I was sort of looking for, because there was something that I liked in both the philosophy journal and the literary arts thing that I was pursuing, but I couldn't quite figure it out, and it was journalism, mostly because, and it came from philosophy. I was really interested in the exchange of information and how societies work with the exchange of information. I was doing it in a philosophical sense, and I realized that the newspaper, writing for the Daily Cow, was sort of the practical application of that.